Hello everyone, Shawn Rogers, lead of the Mr. Rogers Homes team here in the Valley of the Sun, Arizona. I hope you are doing fantastic. This video labeled Is Talk Cheap is part 5 of our series Professional Real Estate Babble. Now, I hesitated doing this video or this subject for a couple of different reasons. And when you start listening to the video, you'll understand perhaps why. The premises is when you're looking for, or when somebody's looking for professional real estate assistance to buy and or sell, perhaps renting, investing, etc., you want to, for lack of a better word, do your due diligence and find what you feel is the best fit. Now, on things, and I really hesitate, again, to name names, but on social media platforms, I don't know that there's, a fact checker in general or at all, but posting, when agents and teams post things, I guess you're led to do your own homework to see if what they're posting is in the realm of reality. And that kind of lies, or it kind of dives into where I get a little bit, for lack of a better word, nervous about posting certain ads out there for people to read. And again, you can kind of, I don't ever have a, as you know, problem talking, thus the name of the series, Professional Babble. But what I do hesitate is I don't really ever want to come across as bragging. I'm very humble. Our team is humble. Now, on the flip side of that coin, we have to, in this competitive market, do everything we can to protect clients and at the same time earn your business. So the subject again is talk cheap is what I'm focusing on. When you're looking for help in the realm of real estate, particularly, well, with us, Arizona, there's a couple of different things you can do to protect yourself from falling prey to most advertisements that I guess portray a certain picture. And what I mean by that is, if you were looking for any other field or any other trades, you would probably grab the phone book. I know I'm dating myself there, and now it's online. So you would go to Google, which is in essence, I guess, a digital phone book, and you would pipe in or enter in the subject you're looking for. Landscaper. I guess you'd go with or look into the first couple that tie into the field that you're looking for or pop up on that screen, which is, again, if I had to guess, the majority of people do it something along those lines. Well, that's great. There's two different ways of looking, or for lack of a better term, again, interviewing potential professionals to help you. In the realm of real estate, we go by reviews, and I think everything goes by reviews. One of the biggest sites out there, and again, not to plug one way or the other, but if you were to ask the average person, hey, when you're going to start looking for a home or thinking about selling your home, where would you start? My guess, it goes Google because they're huge. And then, of course, it would go Zillow. Love them or don't like them. A lot of people utilize it. So in the realm of that, and I say this humbly again, the Mr. Rogers Homes team has the most positive reviews in all of Arizona. And our team really isn't what I would call huge. We're more into solid customer service. So what I mean by that is, if we have and we do the most positive reviews and our team isn't a team of 1,000, you can kind of do the math and see that for the amount of reviews we have, for the amount of people we have, wow, we're actually producing smiles, happy clients. And that's probably one of the first things you want to compare notes on. Meaning, when you see an ad on social media that says something along the lines of, we're the best team, we're the top of the top, we're the elite, again, there's just so many different terms that people can use to get you to click on their ads. And again, I'm not here to put any of those other agents down, and you'll see how this ties in a little bit. But you definitely want to say, okay, let's see how many reviews Agent A, Agent B, Agent C has. And again, I'm just using 3 agents. You can do 2, you can do 200. But in the realm of saving time and dialing this whole process in, let's just say you pick between 3 and 5 agents and or teams. Then you'd want to see where their skill levels are. And what I mean by that is, let's start with reviews. So you go to Zillow and you put in that agent's name and you see how many reviews they have. And while you're there, you want to see where those reviews rank as far as priority. I believe on Zillow, it's 5 stars the best you can have. So you'd want to see how many 5-star reviews said team or agent has. From there, and there are other sites, Google reviews. A lot of people go to Yelp for certain things. I can sit here and name them all, whether it's Trillia, Homes.com, Realtor.com. You start collecting the data for the teams or agents you're interested in interviewing and see where they rank as far as positive reviews. Then the next level down would be how many transactions they've done over the course of, let's say, 12 months. Have they closed 3 properties? Have they closed 300? So there's another check mark that you'd want to say, are they just talking when they're putting ads out there on social media saying we're the best of the best? Well, now you're allowed to, again, I'll use this term again loosely, but you can fact check what is being said versus what is real. Thus determining, is the talk cheap or are they backing up what they're posting? After you look at the reviews and the number of transactions, another thing you want to look at is the services they provide and the years of service they've been in the business. I've been in and around real estate for more than half my life, and most of the agents on our team, same, or they're in training under the tutelage of our firm, again, West USA, which is ranked, I believe, one of the top firms in Arizona and definitely one of the top in the country. So you have a great firm, West USA, you have a great team. As a team would go, you're surrounded by the knowledge of each other to help our clients best achieve their goals. So that all kind of ties into the next level of interviewing them. All of this ties in, again, to the final outcome or produces an answer that says when you look at a certain team and or agent, you can quickly add up if what they're saying is fact or is talk cheap. It's not, or this video is not to put down those agents, but it's very difficult. Again, for me personally, I would love to post, and nothing stops me from doing it, but I would love to post all of our awards. We've been one of the top teams, if not the top team, for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years in a row. So that, consistency says something. If in football, there's the GOAT, the greatest of all times in football, well, we've kind of earned our stripes, and I say that here and there on different videos, not to brag about the team, but to let you know that we will back up what we say. One of my claim to fames, and this is tying into the same subject, I answer my phone around the clock. You might see me during this video from time to time looking over. Well, I'm making sure that whatever phone calls are coming in, the team is handling while I'm in the studio recording these videos. So we have the coverage around the clock. And that's another thing. When you're looking, and I'm not gonna, I can break it down to the most minute detail, but when you're looking for somebody, customer service should be amongst the top. Because everything I'm saying, if you had most reviews and you had area of coverage and you had years of service and you had teamwork and you had best overall rating and awards at a best firm, all of that really doesn't add up to much if the person or agent doesn't answer their telephone when you need them. And that, to me, no matter what field you're in, is huge. So that kind of wraps up, for lack of a better word, when you're looking for somebody, or again, in this field, an agent or a team to help you with all of your real estate needs. Before you just accept the fact that they're saying we're number one or we're the best, you take that to the next level, and I'm sure you do, but it's there are agents out there that are going to say what they're going to say, and there's going to be agents that maybe should say something along those terms or along those words or phrases, but they don't. I've always, and again, this goes back maybe to my my background, that customer service, and you earn your accolades. You're not going to cheat the grind. You have to put in the work, and you always, above all, want to help your clients achieve their goals. Again, in my arena, it's real estate, but whatever it is, I don't really want to sit there and put out advertisements that never ending praises about us. Rather, I want to earn the business from you. But in a competitive market of real estate, and here in Arizona, believe me, I think last count there was about, and again, I'm ballparking these numbers, 90,000 agents. And in the East Valley, there's probably about half that, 35 to 45,000 agents that are practicing. There's nothing from stopping any of them from putting, again, let's say social media sites, their page together and saying, oh, we have the best of the best, or we are the best of the best. Well, again, even if you went to our Facebook page, which is Mr. Rogers Homes, we have well over, I think it's now 10 or 11,000 fans that, have liked our information. We post different, like this site on YouTube, we post information on to help you in the realm of real estate. On Facebook, we have do-it-yourselves. We have pictures of, properties. We have our listings. We advertise. And this all ties into, if you were thinking about, let's say, selling your property, you'd want to ask that potential agent or team, hey, if we were to give you our business, and I read that you're the best of the best on said site, what do you have in the realm of facts to back that up? Well, again, without sounding like a broken record, simply Google them. Simply go to see if they have a Facebook business page. See what content they post on that page. And then go to YouTube. See if they have a YouTube channel. Go to LinkedIn. See if they're on LinkedIn. Go to all the third-party sites that you can kind of think in your brain or in your mind and say, or Google and find third-party sites and say, hey, let me see the reviews that you do have on the big sites out there. All of this ties into how accurately, how professionally they're going to be able to market your house, which is probably, if you're selling it, for the sake of this example, one of the biggest sales you're going to have in your life. So you want to make sure that the wording isn't cheap. And I'm sorry for maybe messing it up a little bit there, but the whole premises of this video is talk cheap. Well, to post it is relatively cheap. To back it up takes years and time, and boy, the skill sets that you get over the years, it just can't be bought. I always joke around and say, I could take a swig of whiskey and grab a pair of pliers and pull one of my teeth if it hurts, but I'm going to go to the dentist. And that's really the professionalism that you want. And sticking on that subject, because I'm a little bit of I'll say it this way, a baby when it comes to the dentist. When I came out here years and years ago, one of the things that I wanted to make sure I had covered was medical, be it the doctor or a dentist. So I did my due diligence. It's great to say, first off, I wanted to find a dentist that was local to me. And then I wanted to make sure that the dentist knew that when I went in, I went into their office for a cleaning, I was terrified. And knock on wood, across the board, my dentist is phenomenal. So if you need a dentist, and that kind of ties into another little side note, which again ties into another side note of a side note. This is Real Estate Professional Babble, but the side note would be when you do move, and let's use relocation, which a lot of people are doing daily from all over the country and the world to Arizona. Not only housing is important to them, but let's use dentist. They may go to a site and look for a dentist, or they may, ask, and I'm not joking when I say this, we give referrals to pizzerias and dentists, landscapers, and they rely on you for that information. So, of course, referral is the best, word of mouth is the best way to get referrals, and if you do a good job, you'll stay in business forever. But my point to the story is, I didn't want just cheap talk about the best dentist. I wanted to pull up, again, the local dentist. I used the social media to do that. And then I interviewed some of the dentists, and I was very honest and upfront. That typically helps if you, if you want something. I guess the acronym is GIGO, garbage in, garbage out. So you definitely want to give the professional the best background story so they can best assist you. But when I gave the information to the dentist, just let them know that I'm a little bit afraid of being in that chair. They understood, and again, so far my dentist has been phenomenal, and that carries right over in the realm of real estate. You can post whatever you want on social media is my point, and you can say whatever you want about yourself, your team, your profession. But when it comes down to it, I'm asking you, heck, I'm almost begging you, go online, do your research, almost put together a spreadsheet, whether it's old school sheet of paper or an actual spreadsheet, and put down the facts so you can kind of see across the board, do they cover the area that I'm interested in? Do they know about buying and or selling? Do they have a longevity in the service, the profession? Do they have the accessibility? Are they availability? All these things that tie into, are they going to work smart for you, as opposed to, is talk cheap? And are they just posting something for you to click and hope that you run with them, using you as the proverbial guinea pig with one of the biggest transactions, buy and or sell? So that's pretty much in a nutshell what I wanted to put out there. The second part of Is Talk Cheap ties into a question I'm asked all the time, and that is leads, or real estate leads. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, I'm not interested in leads or buying leads or how they work. No, this part of it isn't really so much how we agents acquire leads or how we obtain some of our business. It's more along the lines of, how do we, if it's not a personal referral, get in touch with you? How do we connect? And that ties into, again, Is Talk Cheap, or the whole subject of this video. And usually what happens, or many a times what happens, is you're on again, and you'll see how it ties into this. Social media, let's just take the big G, and you start typing information, and the big G leads you to the big Z, and then you're looking at houses that fit what your family is interested in across the board. You see a property, you click on it, and then what happens, and if you've done it, you'll get the chuckle because you'll understand exactly what I'm saying and how it's, for lack of a better word, gospel. You'll click on that property, and probably within minutes, maybe seconds, an agent will call you, because that's how the system, or many of those systems, work. You're surfing, you click on a property, that goes to agents who may be paying for that information, or maybe tied in one way or another, affiliated with that site, and now that contact information is giving to them. And let's say me, just for the sake of this argument or this debate or this video, you then will get a call and or text and or email. And again, the reason why I was chuckling a couple minutes ago is usually, and I can't speak for all the sites, and again, because I've been around forever, my Mr. Rogers Homes, again, feel free to do it, is everywhere. And I mean this, you could be on realtor.com or, again, Zillow, and you're looking for property. But when you click that, my name and our firm is probably going to be there. So when you click on a property, we may be one of the ones reaching out to you and asking, how may we help you in the realm of real estate, specifically on the property that you are interested in. Now, this process, and again, trying to circle it all back to Talk is Cheap, or Is Talk Cheap, or both. If you click on one property, traditionally you'll get that call, that text, that email from anywhere from, I'll say, 2 low to 6 high agents or teams reaching out to you. So you could do the math. If you're going to click on one property and get one call, one text, one email from one agent, and it could be up to 5, and then you click on 5 properties, I don't know if you need to pull out the calculator, but you can see quickly that your phone is going to, for lack of a better term, light up like a Christmas tree when you go click, click, click on properties out there. So circling it all back around or tying it together with this video, most every agent that you're going to speak to is going to give you, and I don't think it's wrong. That's where, like I said in the beginning, I'm not about putting other agents down. I am about making sure that when you're speaking to them, you know that they're straight with you, fair with you, honest with you. And one of the best ways for you to know that is to do your homework. But going back to the lead, you click on a property, and let's just use 3. I think that all 3 of those agents are going to reach out to you. Here's another point. Do they reach out to you ASAP? Do they have that state-of-the-art system that does that? Oh, do they wait for, 10 minutes, a day, a week? That may or may not judge their ability to answer or hit redial or call you, but it will down the road tie into maybe your brain set or your mindset, if that's the proper wording, to say, well, I wanted information. And here's that double-edged sword. When you get called from those different agents, your first thought might be, holy cow, I clicked that button. Now everyone's calling me and emailing and texting me. I always am very polite on the phone. Clearly, you can tell I like talking. So that's one of my, perks in the business, that I have the knowledge behind me and I'm available. So when I call you, I'm very polite about, asking how may I assist you with the property that you're or properties you were interested in, or can I answer any questions? But if that reply is, wow, that was fast, I just clicked that button, I kind of chuckle and say, well, I think that's what you wanted. I'm not going to name other companies that may be on the lower end, and not even in the realm of real estate, just in the fact that you might go somewhere, maybe you're looking for, a computer, and you walk in and nobody's there to help you, and then you kind of wander around the store and say, oh, I think I'm in the right section, laptops. And there you start looking at laptops and you kind of looking around left and right thinking, I hope somebody comes sooner or later and helps me. Well, sometimes you don't want to be bothered. Sometimes you do. But I have to rely on, you were online, you were looking at a property, you clicked it for more information. I replied to you and I'd be more than happy to help you. But that's where it all ties in. If 3 to 5 agents are doing that for every property, and let's say you click 3 and you could have up to 15 people calling you, they're probably going to explain or hopefully answer the question that you have for them. And they're also going to give you their, I don't want to use the wrong terminology, but their breakdown of why they are the best of the best. And many of them may absolutely be just that. But not all of them will be. So if you're getting kind of the picture here, you're putting the pieces together, whomever may reach out to you, sometimes there will be first, sometimes not exactly. And that's where I kind of joke around again, because I'm available. Traditionally, I am one of the first to call you when you click on that property, and being the best or one of the best teams in Arizona at one of the best firms in Arizona. I was first and we are the best. So winner chicken dinner for you and for me and for everybody. Actually, if it goes down that path, that's exactly how you want it to end up. Somebody that's there, who knows what's going on, who can protect you and help you in the realm of real estate. But not everyone that calls you first. And in this day and age, I get it. If you're not first, I guess you're last. However, if you go with the first person that calls you, please, and I'm begging you, take my professional real estate advice and do your homework. There's no harm, whether I call you first or I call you third, or it's the other way around, to jot down their contact information, do a little bit of research on them. In this day and age, it's really not that tough to go to different sites and pull up who they are. And again, so I don't repeat myself or babble on, laugh out loud, just rewatch this video. And while I'm mentioning this, I always forget, do me a favor. If you like what you're hearing, please click that subscribe button. Please give this video a thumbs up. And if you have any questions, please leave it down in the comments section. I'll be more than happy to answer your questions and get back to you ASAP. If you'd like to talk, all of my contact information can be found in the description below. But that being said, it doesn't take long for you to do research, at least on a basic level, of who's who and what's what, which almost brings us to the end of this video by saying, is talk cheap? I guess it depends on who you're speaking to. And it also depends on what research you decide to do with that information or with the person you're speaking to. There is no, and I'm not really sure of the terminology, but let the buyer beware. I guess that will break down, or that might break down into different categories, that if the first person, or again, I don't want to keep saying first person, but if you go with an agent, and again, I have to be very careful, and I'm treading carefully when I say this, but there's many times where, you're at work or you're at the gym and you just kind of mention, I'm thinking about selling my house, Steve. What do you think about that? And God bless Steve. I'm just using that name. Not really a real Steve, or I'm sure there is a real Steve, but I'm just pulling that out of the air over here. And you say, yeah, I'm thinking about, buying or selling. And Steve steps in and says, oh my God, you have to use Mary. Again, just pulling that name, nothing against Mary. You have to call Mary. She's the best of the best. When she sold our house, she did a phenomenal job. Again, she probably did a great job, and I'm not here to put them down. However, I would only add caution to say that you might want to ask, again, if Steve's your buddy at work or is your workout buddy, you might want to ask Steve, yeah, Steve, quick question. How many houses have you bought and sold with Mary? And for the record, how many and how long ago was that, for example? Oh, that was back 10 years ago and we're still in that house. So again, not to put down any agent, and I should have just used X for a name, but if agent X helped seller and buyer Y sell a house, yeah, it's a one-off. They probably did a great job. But if you pull up another agent or firm or team and see that they've done dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of transactions and they have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of positive reviews, you may, for the sake of peace of mind for yourself, want to reach out to that person as well. Take Steve's advice. There's nothing better. Nothing better than getting a referral from a friend and family. So that's why I kind of walk, for lack of a better word, gingerly in this subject, and I don't want to speak with forked tongue. My heart goes pitter patter, and I mean that when we get referrals. A large part of our business is referrals on referrals on referrals. So that's just nothing but a blessing to our team. Yet, it works the other way as well. If someone were to give us a referral, and I'm shooting you straight, I always say thank you for the referral. And I also let that person know that although we did a great job for them, or the person that referred us to the buyer and or seller, please do your research. In fact, when I email you, you'll have all my contact information. So you can see our website, you can see our team. I'll include our icons or a couple of icons where you can find us on some of those bigger sites. And you can create that, for lack of a better word, data sheet that breaks down who we are, so you compare left to right. And when all the chips are on the table, or the smoke settles, or the dust settles, as it were, go with the person or the team that you feel is best fit for you. That's really all a true top agent wants anyways. We owe you fiduciary right. We owe you solid customer service. We know that there's a code of ethics we should follow. Maybe it's personality, maybe a million things. If you don't like someone that talks a lot, I'm sorry, then maybe I'm not your guy. But we have, X amount of other agents on the team that, well, nobody talks more than me on the team. But my point is, or I think you get the point, that sometimes it comes down to personality, but it usually comes down to I want, or you want, the best person for the job. Whether it's, again, a lawyer, a landscaper, a doctor, the list goes on and on. You just want to know that you have the best person or people helping you that absolutely have your best interest at heart, that are good in the profession and can prove it. That way, when the question is asked, is talk cheap, you know that with the facts you've accumulated and that profession or professionals have provided you, the answer is very clear. They said something, they backed it up. It wasn't just cheap talk on different platforms to obtain your business. Some of that responsibility ultimately relies on you, or I should say lies on you to do. And that's what I hope this video, for lack of a better, and I say this over and over, sparked the thought process of, yep, you clicked on a property, yep, somebody got back to you, but take your time. Traditionally, there's no rush, and that's another thing, because we work around the clock. We can get things done for you ASAP, or we actually have clients that aren't retiring for 3, 4, 10 years, but they want to kind of start diving into whether it's an investment property here or just kind of learning the lay of the land. On this site, you can find things like Arizona golfing, a free, absolutely gorgeous relocation guide, hiking Arizona, things to do in Arizona, hot air balloons, rollerblading through downtown. Again, I think you get the point that a lot of people want to do their research on the agent, on the area, and the more that they feel comfortable with the answers to those questions, the more they can properly get moving, no pun intended. Well, I truly, truly, truly hope that this information helps you. And if you understood that I'm pretty much just going off the top of my, heart, brain, tongue to get this information out to you, love what I do. And if I could ever help you, I will. Until we speak again, take care and all the best.